What you're about to experience is unedited footage of this game. The following is completely normal gameplay and visuals. I have not changed any aspect of the following clip. Photosensitivity warning, because this game is a little intense.
Oh, I didn't die? Aw. Seems to me that the game put me in some kind of catatonic state. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Well, I guess I got some free time now, so might as well explain what this monstrosity is. What you saw was a game called Hyper Demon. It's a first-person shooter where you play as and you shoot knives, and you kill demons. And that's the plot. The game came out pretty recently, and it caught my eye. I think you can guess why. Just from seeing the trailer, I had to see what this game was all about. It looked like if you got Doom, but if you put soap in your eye, I don't fucking know. And so I bought it, and I wanted to go in completely blind. I wanted to experience this game without any hand-holding or any advice. There was a tutorial in the menu, but I wouldn't need any dumbass tutorial. Old-fashioned trial and error would be enough. So after completing the tutorial and playing for about 20 minutes, I started to understand what was actually going on. And it's actually a pretty simple game. If you don't look at it, okay, you don't believe me, that's fine. Let's make the visuals a bit more simple. In this game, you play on a single flat arena. You can move, jump, dash in midair, and stomp. You also have your arm gun, which has two different modes, automatic and shotgun. If you hold down the mouse, you shoot a constant stream of bullets, but if you just click it, you fire a quick burst of them. A cool mechanic you use throughout the game is that if you aim down and use the shotgun, you can actually double jump with it. Another cool fact is that you could do the same exact thing in real life. So combining all I just said, you end up bouncing all around the arena, which is overwhelming at first, but you quickly get pretty used to it. Okay, that was the easy part. Now here comes the fun part. The demons. It's called Hyper Demon after all, not Hyper. In the game, there's about 5 enemies you'll be seeing the most. The first ones are snakes. Yeah, the names of the monsters are pretty simple. Mushroom. These are long snakes that have 3 skulls on their body, and so you need to shoot all 3 skulls to kill them. You can also use your stomp to stun them for a little bit. Overall, they're pretty easy. Sometimes you can't kill them because you can't see their skulls, but once you do, they fall down pretty easily. The next enemies are called scuttlers. By the way, this is the most creative enemy name in the entire game. These guys are beetles that fly all around the map. The interesting thing about them is that when you shoot them, they don't die. Instead, they get stunned, and when they're stunned, you can do 2 things. 1, shoot them again and they'll die. But you can also dash. Jesus Christ. You can also dash into them, causing you to bounce off them and also kill them, which creates these really cool combos where you just keep killing one and bounce off the other. But the problem with these guys are that if you don't kill them immediately after they're stunned, they're filled with rage. When they get back up, they fucking chase you down until one of you are dead. This has led me to having amazing runs, but I accidentally kill a scuttler in the back, and they get back up and fucking make a beeline towards my head. Fuck scuttlers. All my homies hate scuttlers. Okay, the next enemy is called spawners. Okay, they gave up. These guys are 2 different enemies in one. The main one is this giant crystal thing that... And you know what? I don't know what they actually do. When they're left alone for too long, they spawn the other enemy type, skulls. These are a group of skulls that just chase you down. The skulls are pretty boring, but the spawner has this really cool mechanic. If you do a double jump up to the crystal part and you dash into the big crystal, you just kill them instantly. And you do a big dash called a crystal dash, where you just go flying in whatever direction. And the last enemy type are called spiders. I don't remember seeing any spiders in this game. Okay, I now see the spider part. You can tell by the giant crystals. This one's a bit too complicated to explain right now, so we'll save this little guy for later. There's also 2 bosses in the game. One is Centipede. I think you can guess what it is. It's a giant centipede that just kind of runs around. This boss appears halfway through the level, and it's kind of easy. Don't get me wrong, this guy's really hard at first because he's just so big you'll know what to do. But once you actually learn how to kill him, he's kind of easy. You could just stand still and kill him if you're good enough. All you really need to do is shoot him in the segments. And the other one's the final boss, and it's called... I'm fucking done. Okay, I want you to guess what the final boss is. Well, we've had a theme of like bugs and snakes and like all that stuff, so maybe it's like a butterfly or like a dragonfly. That'd be cool. Well, all that's wrong. The actual final boss is... Eldritch Horror. Okay, I can't really describe the enemy designs in this game. They're also complex, but also really simple at face value. They remind me of like golden statues you'd find like at a museum. You can't tell me if you saw this as a statue, it would not be sick. However, the more observant of you might have seen this common hidden detail between each demon. That's right. They're all yellow. Also, if you look closely at some of the demons, a lot of them have crystals on them, which helps me introduce the last main mechanic of the game, gems. Gems are kinda like the ammo of this game, except for the skulls. Every single enemy drops a gem when you kill them. You have infinite ammo in the game, but the more gems you collect throughout the game, the more damage you do for a short time, which is fine. Nothing really groundbreaking, but it works well. But the fun part is something I haven't even mentioned yet. See, when you press right click, you start sucking up every available gem on the map. And instead of collecting it like normal, it turns into a laser. The more gems you suck up, the stronger the laser gets. So if you only suck up like 1 gem, you get this stinky little laser that works, I guess. But if you suck up 5 gems, you get this whoa! This mechanic right here is the real bread and butter of this game. Do you take the gems normally to be a bit more powerful for a long time? Or do you suck them up to have a really powerful one-time attack? And you can't rely on one or the other to get by in the game. If you never suck... God damn it. If you never suck, you'll always get overwhelmed by spawners and snakes. But if you only suck, you'll get overwhelmed by scuttlers and skulls. I like to call this the sucker's dilemma. While worrying about the sucker's dilemma, you also have to worry about spiders. Spiders' main jobs are to steal your gems. When you kill a demon with a spider nearby, they start to slowly suck up the gems away from you. You have to kill them to stop them. However, they can only be hit in these crystal areas, and if you miss, they'll just nope the hell out of there and teleport somewhere else. They only have one real attack, being the slam when you get close, but it's actually a trick. When they slam, they can't teleport anymore, so you can just blast them when they slam. But you actually might not want to kill them sometimes, because when they do suck in the gems, they spit out this booger, where if you suck up the booger and shoot it, it explodes and kills a lot of demons. So this whole game is just a balancing act of trying to maintain your gems while judging which situation it's best to use them in, while also flying around like a goddamn maniac. And there's some other smaller mechanics, like there's power-ups that sometimes spawn. When you hit them, they just slow down time, and you can also suck them up for a really powerful laser. There's also some hidden mechanics, but I won't spoil it. Now this game sounds sort of complicated, but now, let's add back the normal gameplay. Okay, the game still looks like a fucking mess. The game has this Instagram filter on where it bends the side of the screen, sort of forcing you to look into the center while playing. The colors too, the enemies are this bright gold on this dark background, which is fine, but when they spawn in, they are this rainbow crystal which messes with your eyes after a while. There's also no map in the game, so it has a cool mechanic where it tells you the enemies behind you by blinking fucking red like there's an emergency. So combining the weird colors and the weird filter, that's why this game looks like this game. However, you slowly start to get used to it. After each death and each try, you start to decipher the look and feel of this game to where you can actually play it normally. Speaking of which, there's two ways to beat this game. The first way is just by getting to the end. There's a set number of demons that spawn, so when you kill all of them and the boss, congrats, you beat the game. However, your main goal is to get to the coveted leaderboard. The last main point of this game I haven't explained yet is the point system. The main point system of the game is this timer that slowly counts down. But when you kill a demon, your time goes up. So you just want to have a bigger number by the end? That sounds pretty easy. Silence. The higher your score goes, the faster the demons spawn, which in turn fucks with your screen so much where it just makes it so much harder to tell what's going on. Like, look at my screen right now. I can't even tell. So you, as the player, are fighting both the monsters and the game itself, which sounds like a turnoff for most people. But for me anyway, it's a breath of fresh air. Tell me, what is the last shooter you played that does this? But if you're scared about the visuals, I understand your fear. It took me a solid hour to actually get into the game. I was about to refund it, but then for some reason I just wanted to play it one more time. And that one time turned into 2. And then 3. And then 10. And now we're here. The game is so goddamn addicting, it's insane. The game is only one level, which sounds lame, but fun fact. Did you know this game was hard? So you'll be dying over and over again, but you'll be learning the best routes to take, the best way to kill each enemy at which time, the best way to use your movements. It's like you're breaking into a museum. You plan each individual movement so carefully, because one wrong step, and it's all gone. It's one of those games where you can kill anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour depending on how you're feeling. Every attempt it feels like you're getting closer and closer to the end of the game, which is so addictive. It's hard to show you this feeling because this game looks like a schizophrenic rambling, but trust me, once this game clicks for you, it's hard to get away from it. It's a unique gaming experience that I don't really see in many games. However, this game isn't for some people. Shocking, I know. If you want a similar game that doesn't look like this, you could play the other developer's game. It's a game called Demon Knives. Hey guys. I thought it was Demon Knives. It's Devil Daggers. Devil Daggers. They sounded similar in my head, so I just said it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Yeah, this game I've been talking about, it's kind of a sequel to this game. They both have similar mechanics, like shooting knives at similar demons in a flat world. The only difference is that this game is at least comprehensible. So if you're a bitch and want a more visually and mechanically simple version of this game, then I'd recommend Demon Knives. But there's one quote about this game that I think really sums up the entire experience. This would kill an 18th century peasant. Which I think is a great summary of this game. So if you want a one-of-a-kind experience you can't find anywhere else, then Hyper Demon is the game you're looking for. Well, if you excuse me, I have a stroke I've got to get to.